Mark, welcome.
Hey, thanks, Grant.
Yeah, you bet. It's great to have you on the Inspired Move podcast.
I appreciate it.
It's very official. Yeah.
There we go.
It is. So you're coach at Minnetonka High School.
Yep.
Head football coach.
Yep.
Been there for how many years is it now?
Just completed year number 6.
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first
That's
year was
great.
COVID, so it kind of gets lost in translation.
We had an interesting run with that one.
Yeah.
Little flag football league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Played 7 games, started like October 16th
That's right.
that year.
That was an interesting year. So you've had 5 real seasons.
5 real seasons.
Yeah. Things are going pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're off to a
We've
good.
had a lot of success.
Yeah.
But still building.
Still building.
Still building. Always building.
You gotta ring the bell of the championship. You know.
That's right.
We've been close.
That's right. You've been very close.
And
A couple of times now.
you just got to keep getting there. Eventually, you're gonna win one.
Yeah.
You know. That's how it goes.
That's what I'd like to say about Iowa football. But
You got to get to the
you know
final
what?
12
You know what?
now.
There's a funny stat about that. So Iowa, there's 5 teams that in the last 10 seasons have all had 8 or more wins. Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia, and Alabama.
And
That's
Iowa.
4. And Iowa.
Wow.
Now, 4 of those 5 teams have national championships. 2 of them have multiple national championships. There's 7 national championships between those 4 teams. Iowa in 10 years has not made the playoff one time.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That's a tough stat.
They're winning 8 games every year.
I know it. We're always really good, but just not quite good enough.
Yeah, right?
That's rough.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you guys are going to get there, though.
Yeah, we will. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's just a matter of sometimes it's a little bit of luck of keeping the right guys healthy,
Yeah.
you know?
Well,
And then,
I would say this last year it was health,
yeah,
you know, not to take anything away from the champion,
yeah,
but it was health. I feel like in 2023 we didn't get as close, but
Yeah.
we had a lot of injuries that year too. We lost Milosh, our starting quarterback, Roman Johnson, our running back.
yep,
You know, we were really banged up.
yeah.
So 24, we stayed healthy and we played for a state championship. And Maple Grove was just a better team than us.
They were good that
They
year.
were talented.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yep.
Yep. Then they graduated some of their talent.
yeah,
Yeah,
they did.
And then this year was a little bit different.
A little bit down.
Yeah.
But they were still a good football team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, 6A football in Minnesota. There's a lot of competition at that top level.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like every year it's one little margin
It is.
puts one team in front of the other,
It-
and
You look at it since Eden Prairie has kind of stopped winning every single game, which
Yeah.
they've won 12 state
oh
titles.
yeah, they had a hell of a run there.
Which is amazing.
Yeah,
Since 2017, they have not played for a state championship, so it's created parity.
yeah, for sure.
So whoever's playing the best at the end of the year gets a few breaks.
Yeah,
Comes down to turnovers and execution and injuries and
That's right.
a little bit of luck.
it's been interesting how some of those teams have not started hot and ended up winning too.
Yeah,
You
Dinah,
know,
case in point.
this year. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I mean, so you never know. I mean, even if you don't start
Yeah,
the best, you can end up finishing strong.
right. They went in a 4 seed and Moorhead was a 6 seed.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. That's
pretty
interesting.
crazy. Yeah.
Just got to keep playing the game. So what are we looking forward to for next year?
We return a good part of our defense. So we have a talented, fast defense, and they'll get bigger, faster, stronger. And then offensively, when you return your quarterback, you're always excited about that.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
That's awesome.
We lose all 5 offensive linemen, but we have some young kids that we're excited about.
Nice.
So we feel like we'll kind of hit the ground running there. And then we return a lot of skill kids on the offensive side. So we actually return a lot of kids.
Yeah,
We're really excited about it.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, when you make it as far as you did last year and you bring back a lot of guys.
Yeah. One key
That's
guy
a
we
good look.
lose, Caleb
Yeah.
Francois.
Right.
Don't know
Just
if
going
you've
to
heard
Iowa
of him.
State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you're bitter
That's
about that.
No. I mean, I'm bitter towards Iowa State, but I'm not bitter about him going
right.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Iowa never showed up.
You know what's funny is they didn't?
No, they didn't.
That surprises me.
But he committed pretty early.
Yeah. Yeah. The funny thing is Iowa State is a big rivalry. And, but it's interesting that Iowa State has a little more animosity towards Iowa than the other way. Yeah.
Traditionally, Iowa's been better.
They have traditionally, except this year.
Yeah.
They
I
coached
wish
us in everything.
Yeah.
Football, wrestling, men's and women's basketball.
Yeah.
They just crushed us in all 4.
Rough
That's
year.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iowa hasn't lost wrestling against them in like 20 years.
Dominant wrestling program.
Tough year to be a Hawkeye. But
only can go up.
Best 8-4 team in the country.
Yeah, right. What bowl are they playing in?
Oh, what bowl is it? Is it the Rate Bowl?
Mayonnaise Bowl?
Yeah, I forget what they're all called. They change names every year now. Yeah, I think it's the Rate Bowl. It's in Tampa, I think, and they're playing against Vanderbilt. So it'll be a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see how that shakes out. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't tell you. I fixed college football.
Oh, you did?
I've been telling everybody.
All right, let's go.
So, hear me out. I haven't had anybody find fault with this yet. So it just so happens that the math works out perfect. You've got 136 FBS teams. So you take 4 independents, the military academies in Hawaii.
Okay.
Notre Dame goes in a conference now. And you've got 132 teams left, which breaks down to 12 11-team conferences perfectly. So you've got 12 teams, or 11 teams and 12 conferences. So everybody every year plays a 12-game schedule. They play 10 conference games and 2 non-conference games. So you don't even need conference championships anymore because everybody plays everybody in their conference, and it's all divided by region.
Okay.
My son and I sat down on Google Maps and mapped out every school and then divided them into conferences regionally, and it actually works out really, really well in terms of keeping even competition level across all the conferences.
Okay, so my question is, what about money?
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. So
you think the SEC would go for that?
Well, I think there's a way to do it somehow, but I think there's also going to have to be some quasi heavy-handed stuff from the top that comes down to make this happen. But I don't think continuing on the same path that we're on right now is sustainable or interesting to people. You know, case in point, Iowa played USC last week. Or not last week, but earlier in the season, a few weeks ago. And they were both ranked. It was a big game, big national consequences, for both teams. And USC Stadium was like 2/3 full. Just nobody cares. It's not interesting. And so this way, like, you've got these regions divided out to where every game is going to be somebody in your backyard that's a big rival, and all your fans can travel to the game. I mean, it gets really interesting. You've got a whole conference that's just Texas schools. Can you imagine that? I mean,
I think it'd be awesome. Like you said,
it would be awesome.
I never thought of when USC and UCLA joined the Big Ten that would affect attendance because of proximity.
Oh, yeah, big time. Well, and you think of like Rutgers playing UCLA. Nobody cares about that game. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So, I mean, I think almost every game is going to be a hotly contested rivalry, which makes it super interesting.
Well, we should get that done.
I think so.
Make some phone calls.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, who we need to call. I've actually made a YouTube video about it that we're going to release.
There we go.
That kind of breaks it all down. But then you have the 12. You have the 12 conference champions. Then you take 4 at large in addition to that. So you have 16 teams. That way, if you have the number 4, number 5 team in the country in the same conference with number 1, you're not leaving them out because they deserve to be there too if they're that good. But then you've got 16 teams. You just play it out. You solve everything on the field.
I like it.
There's no more questions of like, well, the committee said whatever.
You always go back to like the SEC. Like, I feel like Vanderbilt should have made it in the Final 12.
Right.
I feel like they got robbed.
They're in the Moonshine Conference.
And then James Madison sneaks in.
They don't belong there. James Madison played. It's a rematch. Have you seen who they're playing? They're playing Ole Miss in the first round, which is a rematch. They played earlier in the year. They lost 45-10.
But now Ole Miss doesn't have a coach.
That's true. Well, they do have a coach, but not their coach.
Not the guy.
But I don't think that's going to flip 35 points.
No,
but
they don't belong.
So I don't think they belong there.
Sorry, James Madison.
I mean, no shame to them, but it's just like it's the system. They played the system how it works, and it worked out for them to make it to the first round,
and it makes them money.
Yeah, right. But if I'm playing for them, I'd rather go play a cool bowl game against somebody that's competitive rather than go get slaughtered by Ole Miss again.
Now
just
watch
to
them
say we made it.
Watch them upset Ole Miss. And then
maybe they will.
We're all in our
I'll
heads.
Eat my words.
Yeah, me too.
I'll eat my words. It might happen.
Yeah.
It very well could.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, for sure. But that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Then Hawaii plays no road games. That's another stipulation.
Yeah.
Everybody goes there.
Yeah.
I mean, because who wants to play Hawaii at home?
Right. Right.
Like, it's a
Get
cool
to go
treat.
visit Hawaii.
It's almost like a mid-season bowl game.
Yeah.
So I think it solves a lot of the problems.
There we go.
We got to sort the money part out, but I think that's doable. Like, you could get TV contracts for like multiple conferences or
Well,
something.
it does make it more interesting,
Way more interesting.
which drives revenue, you would think.
100%.
So the money problem might take care of
I
itself.
think so.
But what do you get out of it? You need at least a few $1 million if
What
they
do I
adopt
get
this.
if they adopt it?
You're the founder of it.
Well,
Commissioner.
I have requested a post as commissioner
There we go.
at a a salary that's commensurate with the position.
Yep.
For at least the first 3 years.
There we go.
So that's it.
There you go.
That's what I want for
You're
it.
in.
Yeah, right.
Benefits everybody.
Yep, 100%.
Huh.
I mean, I haven't had anybody that's found a problem with it yet.
Yeah.
Like most systems, you can go, well, what about this?
Right.
Or that doesn't work? Or what do you do when this happens? Can't really find one of those.
Because where we're trending right now is a lot of FBS schools are going to be kind of out of the mix altogether.
Yeah.
Just because they don't have money, they can't compete.
Yeah.
Their conference can't compete.
Right. Now the conferences are all like, there's parity in all the conferences. And like, if Appalachian State shows up and beats Michigan, like they did that one year on their home field, well, then they just knocked them off.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It was like early 2000s.
Those things happen sometimes.
do.
It's not going to happen regularly, but and then that way, if the regulars win their conferences, then we're going to get the best teams in the playoff, which is what everybody wants anyway.
But everybody wants.
So
Best way to get the best teams in.
Yeah,
That's what
I
it
think
comes
so.
down to,
That's what we want. Anyway,
for sure.
yeah. Back to growing a high school football program. You wrote this book.
Yeah.
You're an author.
Yeah.
Rise of the Warriors. You gave me a copy of this, like, what was it? Did you say 4 years ago?
It's five
5 years ago. Yeah. That's when you first released it.
Yeah. So
It's a sweet book.
yeah, thanks.
It's well written.
Thank you.
Yeah. You bet.
I kind of rushed it to get it out before Christmas.
Yeah.
So me and my wife edited it.
Yeah.
Edited it. That's
Before you could just throw it in ChatGPT and it would do
yeah,
it for
right.
you.
Throw the whole book in there.
Yeah.
So anyway, I find a few errors that I let slide. My wife did a great job.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great book. Tell me about, I mean, I can give the general premise. It's about kind of turning around the program in Caledonia.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a very cool story.
Right.
Interestingly, I kind of observed and experienced a similar situation at my high school when I was there. And I'll tell you more about that in a second. But this book kind of talks about that whole story about where the program was.
Yeah.
Like, there's just not a lot of connection to it. There's a lot of people just kind of off the rails, not committed. And then a coach came in and decided we're going to kind of switch this up and completely change the culture. And you talk a lot about in the book too, is how it changed the town too.
Yeah.
Like just a football program changed an entire town.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And it all started when I was telling my wife, Caledonia was on a winning streak. The winning streak ended at 71 games during COVID.
That's unbelievable.
But at the time of this book, when it was published, it was 68 games.
Yeah.
And they had won like 10 of 13. I haven't read it in a while. It's 10 of 13 state championships in that stretch.
Right.
And then obviously several in a row. And I just kept telling my wife, I got to write a book about this.
Yeah.
You get a town of 3,500 has produced 2 NFL football players.
Yeah.
2 Navy SEALs.
That's unreal.
I think a Navy SEAL is probably more elite than an NFL football player
100%,
on a lot of levels.
Yeah, numbers wise, yeah.
One kid, I call him a kid, he's a little bit younger than me, he's still in the SEAL teams.
Wow.
One spent 7 years and is out now and lives near his hometown of Caledonia. And she's like, well, you just got to stop talking about it and write it.
Yep.
So did a ton of research, did a ton of interviews, and I kind of shared my experience because I grew up in Caledonia of working through the program. It was a toxic program. A lot of time in the 80s and early 90s, it was a lot of false bravado among the dudes.
Oh, yeah.
I feel
I
like
remember those days.
I feel like it's gone away a lot. Like I look at our teams and my teams when I was at Mankato West and it just seemed to fade out. Like the bullying and the hazing type activities. They were very prevalent in the 80s and early 90s.
Yes, they were.
And so it just goes through that experience that I had. My brother played there too. He's older than me. And how, my senior year, we hadn't won a playoff game in like 9 or 10 years.
Yeah.
And we finally win a playoff game. We win 2 it kind of created some excitement.
Mm-hmm.
And then the head coach 2 years later leaves, and Carl Frichte, who was on staff there, takes over the program.
Yeah.
And it was a journey. Now, most people look at Caledonia football, hey, they won 68 games in a row and all these state championships. But it took them 7 years, 8 years to even get to a state championship.
Right.
Then they lose.
Yeah.
Then it took them 4 years to get back.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, boom, there it goes.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a cool story of how that changed.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you kind of detail all the steps they took and the different moves they made to kind of get kids on board and get them going in the weight room.
Yeah.
And then like all of those things kind of fed into. It's amazing how many things you have to get to come together to create that kind of culture.
Yeah.
You know, it can't just be one. It's never one thing or two things. It's like you got to have everybody on board and everybody, you know, moving in the same direction
And
to get to that level.
I remember because Carl's always been a mentor of mine, a friend of mine. And, I mean, it was a battle.
Yeah.
And I think people often ask, like, what are the qualities that he had that led to this turnaround? And I think I go back to, and I think this is a basic tenet of leadership, is accountability, building relationships and holding people accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a leader, you always are constantly balancing. As a business leader, I need to have a relationship where my employees, my players know that I care about them. But I need to be able to hold them accountable when it's time to hold them accountable
100%.
too. If you're too much relationship, then the inmates run the asylum, so to speak.
100%.
And you have no order. If you're that guy that's 100% accountability, nobody likes you.
Heavy-handed,
Nobody wants, I'm not going to run through a wall for that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's the quality that Carl brought, was a nice balance. I remember, you know, he was my running backs coach, and he would take us to these different camps. And he'd be driving the school van, and playing the air guitar, and, you know, we'd be having a great time. But at the same time, he would chew your butt.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know.
You took it better when he was also your buddy at times, too.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. He came from a different place.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had an incident like that at Minnetonka where a kid was getting personal fouls, and I brought him in, and I was like, I won't use his name, but I'm like, son, you know I love you, right? He's like, yes, coach. You know you're not going to play anymore if you keep getting these personal fouls. He's like, got it, coach. Totally turned it around.
Enough said.
Right.
But
I had that balance, which is constant. You know.
No doubt.
But so many qualities like that you see in a guy like Carl Frichte, and so many great coaches. I mean, it's not just Carl, of course. And so it was fun to study.
Oh, no doubt.
Learned a lot.
Yeah, it's a heck of a story. And they've kind of ebbed and flowed since then, it sounds like. They cracked the streak, and then they had a little bit of a dip. But
a little bit of a dip.
That happens to everybody.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's unavoidable.
You can't stay on top forever.
For 50 years.
No. You just can't.
I mean, their run was about 15 years where they were...
That's unbelievable.
Pretty dominant. And to have a little setback, even though it's frustrating, Carl's still there coaching. And I learned just as much watching him navigate the Valley. You know, they had a couple down years. And they were back in the state tournament this year. They lost to Jackson County Central. But I think one of the qualities that I have observed in Carl through this whole process, the wins and then the valleys or the losses, is humility. And I think I go with Jocko on this one. I think humility is the number one quality of a leader, because without humility, you're not going to learn. You have to have a certain level of humility in order to just be open to learning.
It's interesting you say that, because we had a couple guys on a few weeks ago. One of them's an elite special forces guy. The other guy's a UFC fighter. And we were just talking about how guys in martial arts, which you train jiu-jitsu too, but the guys that get to the highest level in that seem to be very humble, in that they kind of have this quiet confidence about them, where but they're not boastful about it. Like they know what they're capable of, and they're just quiet and humble about it.
I think it's more prevalent at a jiu-jitsu gym than it is on a football team. Is in jiu-jitsu, you have to pay your dues no matter what.
That's true.
You start at white belt, and like Jocko says, tap early, tap often.
Yeah.
Get used to getting beat.
Yeah.
And you have to be humble. If your ego is going to get involved, you're not going to make it. So when you go into a successful gym, like the one we train at, it's a lot of nice guys that are willing to help you out.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed. Like all the black belts at Alliance Jiu-Jitsu in Edina, they're like, hey, you're doing this wrong. Let me show you this. It's not the a-hole that's just trying to crush you.
They're not just there to smash you. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I remember one time I rolled with this guy who was a brown belt at the time, and one of the instructors there was like, yeah, he could be a world champion if he really wanted to be, but he's just too busy with work and whatever else. He doesn't have the time to train for it. And this guy just, I mean, he's just toying with me. Like, he wasn't even trying. I was like, well, it would have been nice if you would have at least broke a sweat while you're doing that, you know?
Right.
And it's amazing how, like, you know, I'm a fairly fit, decent sized guy. Like,
and you wrestled too, right?
I wrestled a little bit in like junior high and high school and stuff, but and I just felt completely powerless. Yeah. I was like, I cannot do anything to you.
It's a magic power.
That's You've got like 1 foot on me and I can't move. And I'm just like, I don't know how you do that, but you're doing it. And I was talking to him after, and I was like, and you know, I was just kind of joking with him about, you know, it would have been nice if you would have looked like you were trying a little bit.
He probably just laughed.
And he's just like, well, he said, you know, if you think you could walk into a place like this and a white belt could beat a brown belt, you're probably in the wrong martial art.
Right.
And I was like, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
You know, if I could just walk in here and beat a brown belt, I'm in the wrong place.
Right.
I don't want to train that.
No.
You know?
Yep.
So
it's definitely work. The other thing jiu-jitsu teaches, and this is kind of a tangent, but never judge anybody.
Yeah.
There's dudes that walk into the gym, you know, and they're like, you know, look a little bit nerdy, and you get on the mat with them, and they're like, they just crush you.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh, man.
We talked about that exact thing. That's exactly right. And I told them, I was like, when you start in jiu-jitsu, it's like, it's both humbling and empowering at the same time, because it's like you kind of get the feel for like, okay, I know some stuff to where if I have to throw down with somebody that doesn't know stuff, I'm gonna take care of them. But at the same time, you're walking around going, I have no idea who knows.
Yeah, you don't know who's a loaded weapon.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And so it really makes you, not that you're going around looking for fights, but it really makes you question, like, yeah, I don't know, you know, because there's that guy, like you said. You look at this guy and he looks like the average desk jockey that's been sitting at, you know, he's working as an accountant all day. No offense to accountants, but you know, you're just, you know, you don't look like an athlete, but this guy's a brown belt and he will shred you if he gets a hold of you. It's just like, okay.
I think like everyone who's trained jiu-jitsu has probably had that scenario go through their mind where they get to use it out in the wild, in the real world.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to.
Yeah.
For that reason.
Yeah.
But you're at a grocery store and some guy is like bullying an old lady. Yeah. And you're like, hey, stop. And then he wants to fight you.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
But then once you get into it, you're like, oh, this dude trains.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And you can tell right away.
You never know. Yeah. Yeah.
You'd be like, I'm going to beat you because you don't train at all and this is over.
Right. Or, you know what's funny about that there's a guy I know that trained a little jiu-jitsu. He wasn't like, I think he was still a white belt, but he trained enough where he knew some stuff. And he's a young guy. He was out at a bar, and this guy, whatever, started getting into it with him for some reason. I don't know why, something stupid. He's kind of puffing his chest up to him, getting in his face, and he had like a jacket on or something. And this kid, rather than like, you know, a lot of times people like push away, he grabs his jacket and just kind of pulls him in like this, like he's got control over him. And the guy just like, he just realized, he felt like, you know, something.
Yes, right.
He's like,
grab the gi.
Okay, yeah, that's what he did. He's like, I'm ready to throw this guy if I have to, you know. And he grabbed him and he pulled him in close like this, and the guy just kind of went, okay, I don't want to.
Jocko talks
I don't want to
about
escalate this.
He's like, there's a presence when you have confidence,
for sure,
that it will deter fighting.
Yeah.
And like if you listen to Jocko and any young kids listening to this,
Yeah.
what do you do if you're about to get into a fight?
Yeah.
You run away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't fight.
Yeah.
Because
that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah. Right? Not fighting is the ultimate goal. Because when you fight, you either end up in jail or in the hospital or both.
Yeah, right.
So it's a last ditch thing that you want to do.
Yeah.
But just training jujitsu will give you confidence where, like you said, you just grab that sweatshirt. And, okay.
They kind of know. They're like, whoa, that's weird. Yeah. No one's done that to me before.
Right.
What's this guy up to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. That's good stuff. Yeah. So my coach, interesting story related to this. Coach that coached my high school team went on to coach at Iowa for 19 seasons under Kirk Ferentz.
Oh, that's cool.
And the big, we always gave him heck because Ferentz hired him away because his kids played for our rival high school, and we were beating them. And so he hired the competition.
That's funny.
So, yeah, but he did a great job there for 19 years. But he came in at my high school in Iowa City, West High, and they had been similar deal. Like they were just not good teams. I can't remember what their exact records were, but they were 1-8, 2-7, just not good. And he came in there in like 2 or 3 seasons of him being there. I think he came in 92 or 93, and by 95 they won their first state championship. In fact, it was the most dominant, pretty sure it was the most dominant team in Iowa history. They pitched 9 shutouts, and they had 35 points scored on them all season, and 21 of them were in one game.
That's amazing.
So just complete dominance. And then he went on, I think City High won a couple of them in there, and then we won 2 more in 98 and 99. So they won 3 state championships in a 5-year span. And he would go around and talk at coaching clinics, and he had like this whole playbook for like, here's how I turn a program around. And he had done this at a couple of different schools. And my father-in-law, who was in coaching at the time, went to his talk and got like a binder that came at the coaches clinic when they used to hand out paper stuff at coaches clinics. And it had that whole like list of stuff. And it was really cool because he gave that to me just a few years ago, and I was reading through it, and I was like, wow, I remember him doing all this stuff. Yeah. Like all of these things, and it was details. It was like little details of how you get kids to buy. Like one of the things I remember was on there, I can't remember what the heading was, but it was something about buying popsicles for the players on a hot fall camp day or whatever. That was just one of the things, one little detail that got kids to like buy in, to just be like, and I remember that. And you were like, you were always looking forward to your popsicle on those hot days. Right. You knew it was coming, and you're like, oh. And he would just have one of the coaches run over to the grocery store next door and just buy a bunch of popsicles, and it was like, 20 cents a player or something like that for a popsicle. But that's pretty awesome. Like got buy-in. You know what I mean? That was just one of the little things. But he talked all about how redesigning the weight room, doing all these things, and all just these. It was just really interesting. It's just, this book reminded me of that. Of you kind of detailed all those steps. When a lot of similarities.
Yeah, I was going to ask if there were similarities. That's good to know. I mean, I think there is a formula, and I think when a group of men in this football situation suffer together, and then they chill out and relax together, it creates that brotherhood that everybody covets. And I think, like we grow burgers for our kids every fall. Fortunately, we got a Culver's sponsorship, so now the owner of Culver's brings custard cups, and they're not popsicles.
Right.
Way better than popsicles.
Man, you can't beat Culver's.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So we have that thing going for us, which is nice.
That's awesome.
And but you build that brotherhood, which it's so much easier to do in high school football now compared to college football, because the transfer portal, and NFL, you got the free agency. I can imagine how hard it is for them to build that brotherhood that you need to win.
Oh, yeah.
At that level.
It's crazy because you've got a new team every year.
Yeah.
There's no repeats.
Right.
I mean, you're seeing that Nebraska quarterback now. He's going to play on his 6th team in 6 or 7 seasons. Yeah. It's like he went to 3 different high schools. Now he's going to go to 2 different colleges. I mean, it's just like, and every year they're on the phone, who's going to pay me more?
Yeah.
And so they got to put some guardrails on that.
Yeah, eventually.
It's, we don't have to go down that hole.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
You could go for an hour on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, Mark, thank you. I know you got to run here, but thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks
sharing
for
these insights with us.
Yeah. You mind if I share where people can buy that?
Get this book.
It's
right
just
here.
riseofthewarriorsbook.com. www.riseofthewarriorsbook.com. Or you can search it on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's just Amazon KDP print. Amazon printed
there
it
you
for
go.
me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah.
They printed it for you?
Zero cost. They print on demand.
Really?
Yeah, when you write a book. You just had to
Amazing.
upload the pictures and the text, and
Wow. That's
Yeah.
something. I
Yeah.
did not know that.
and there's a huge profit margin too. Not
Yeah.
that we made a ton of money, but
Yeah.
made a little bit of
Well,
money.
you sold, this is like copy number, what, 80,000 or something like that?
Good joke. I do think we sold about 4,000.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's great.
We didn't really market it at all. And
Yeah.
COVID
Well,
hit right after.
I think this would be a great book. I mean, for any coach or really any player to
Yeah.
read this too, you know, like, because I mean, there's a lot of guys in leadership positions as players,
Mm-hmm.
captains, quarterbacks, people like that could take a lot from this
Mm-hmm.
and apply it to their, you know, their current situation.
And even though it happened, a decade ago and ended 5 years ago, let's say,
Yeah.
I think it's timeless. It's a story of how
It
a program
absolutely
was flipped. And I think even if you're a business leader but you love football, it's a good read.
Yeah, it
and you'll
is.
take
Absolutely.
stuff out of it.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, super interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. So riseofthewarriorsbook.com.
Yep.
And then are you online anywhere? Can people follow you if they want to?
I'm on the X. That's it.
You're on the X.
Yep.
Okay.
It's
Gotcha.
just Coach Esch 1 at Coach Esch 1.
Esch 1
Yeah.
on X.
I don't tweet a whole lot.
Don't
or
tweet.
Is it called tweeting?
It's called posting now.
Xing.
Yeah, posting. Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
very social media savvy.
Yeah,
so.
that's okay. Yeah.
I am, but I don't want to be.
People want to.
Let's say that.
No, it's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes you got to have a presence on there, but
Yeah.
yeah. So they can follow you or Minnetonka football.
Yeah.
They're way more active on
They
there,
are.
on Instagram
Yep.
and X and
Yep.
all that. In fact, they live post your games on
Yes.
X. Yeah,
It's
I've
pretty
actually
awesome.
followed along some of those.
Yeah.
I
I go back and watch different angles.
Yeah, right.
It's
yeah,
great.
and they post like play by play.
Yep.
I've actually followed along some games that haven't been streamed or whatever. I think you guys have a new streaming service now
Yeah.
or something, but I've definitely followed along a few games on there on X, and they do a great job of play by play
Yeah.
on there. So that's cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And that's just Minnetonka football.
Yeah.
At Minnetonka football.
Yep.
If you search that, you'll find it.
You'll find it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, cool, man. Well, thanks
All
for
right.
coming on. This was
Yeah.
awesome.
Thanks for having me.
All right. You bet.
Appreciate it.
All right. Bye, everybody.